Hey guys, welcome into today's video. This is going to be a brand new series on my channel. It's going to be a foundation a day for 42 days. The reason that I wanted to start this video is that I have 51 foundations in my permanent collection. It's the number 2 item, maybe number 1 right now, of makeup that I really like testing. I'm really into testing new foundations. It switches back and forth usually between blush, eyeshadow, and foundation, my 3 favorite makeup categories, probably a lot of people's favorite makeup categories. But 51 foundations is just too much for me to have in my collection. I recently did a makeup declutter, and I will link that up in the cards, where I went through my whole collection and I decluttered, breaking some of my makeup into 3 different categories: keep, declutter, and then I made up a third, which was items that I want to keep for reference but I'm going to take out of my permanent collection and move into the closet, where I keep makeup that I think is popular, relevant, things that I may want to reference in future videos but that I don't want to use in my personal everyday life. But I did not do that with foundation. And recently I've gone through a really big skin change. In the last 8 months to a year, I have gone from really dry skin to very oily skin, and a lot of foundations that used to work for me that were more on the dewy natural finish side just aren't working these days. So I'm grabbing and loving more matte foundations. So some of my foundations in my collection predate my skin change. So the reason for this series, I don't want to just declutter foundations based on memory. I want to retest a lot of them because some of them are pretty expensive. Some of them I may re-love, some of them I may not like or may not work for me now, and it's time to make that determination. So while I have 51 foundations in my collection, this is foundation a day for 42 days because there are 9 foundations I have already made a decision on. Some of them I'm actually testing. They haven't gone into speed reviews, but I've worn them very recently, so I know exactly how I feel about them. But I will have to move them into wherever they're going to go, keep, declutter, or in the reference pile. And then there are some that I'm testing that I already absolutely love, haven't gone into a speed reviews, and I know that I'm going to be keeping them. And then 2 of them I have already made the decision that I'm going to declutter. Hey guys, welcome into day 23. Today we are doing the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Treatment Makeup. I've literally never heard anybody talk about this. I don't know what made me buy it. I was probably walking through CVS. I can see my CVS sticker on here. And I saw it, liked the concealer once upon a time, and thought this might be good. So this is what's on today's agenda. What I remember about this is that it was immensely like smoothing and blurring on the skin, but didn't offer a whole ton of coverage. I remember I liked the way it looked if I was going for something natural, but that my skin always looked super fresh. Mind you, I don't think I've grabbed this since I have oily skin, so no telling how long it's gonna last on my skin. Although I don't remember it being really long lasting when I had dry skin. Let's get into talking about this and then I can tell you a little bit more about what I remember about it. So this comes in 16 shades. I have mine in the shade 120 Cream Ivory. This does have an SPF of 18. It is supposed to have a super concentrated amount of goji berry and collagen. It retails for $14.99, but that's on the Maybelline website. You can get this, I think, at Target and Walmart for less expensive. It's supposed to hydrate the skin, blur, even skin tone. It's only supposed to go to medium coverage. This one has 0.68 fluid ounces, but this has been repackaged. I don't think it's been reformulated necessarily. The repackage is a smaller version. It's actually like a shorter bottle too. It has like 0.52 fluid ounces, I want to say. And instead of 18 SPF, it has an SPF of 20. This is made in the USA, but like a lot of my drugstore foundations, I wasn't able to find the shelf life on this. I'm assuming with an SPF, it's a maximum of 12 months. I found the same thing when I was wear testing the Wet n Wild. It's just, I couldn't find it anywhere. I do remember this being extremely smoothing on the skin. It says goji berry and collagen. Yeah, I just felt like it made my skin look youthful. And I don't think it offered a ton of coverage, but it did just kind of like even my skin tone and like blur some of my imperfections. As you guys can see, it's modeled after the concealer, so it's the kind that has a giant puff at the top, and you just kind of twist it, the product comes out. Let's just jump into applying this. I targeted this one because it's a little bit older in my collection, and if it's not gonna work, then it needs to be thrown in the trash because it's just on the older side. Again, I am just going to use a clean brush to apply this. I think that's how I've always applied this. It just kind of gets soaked up in the sponge if you use a sponge with this product because it doesn't have a high amount of coverage. I have a little bit on my applicator. Let's just go on in. See how natural that looks? It doesn't offer a ton of coverage. It like evens out my skin tone. So I think if you're looking for something like that, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's not like you know, this full coverage foundation. It's super lightweight. It doesn't even feel like you're putting anything on your skin whatsoever. That's what I loved about this. When it was more of a makeup, no makeup day, I was reaching for this all the time because it didn't look like I was trying. It just looked like my skin was naturally kind of beautiful. This is supposed to have like a very natural glow is what it says on the website. Let's pump some more of this sucker out and go in on the right side. If you guys can tell, like I'm going in with a pretty liberal amount. Like if I don't use this much, it's not much coverage at all. I think it's very natural looking. I think it's actually really pretty. If it fades off in like 5.5 seconds, I probably won't keep it because I have some newer ones in my collection that are more like tinted sunscreens. I think that that would be better to keep than this, but I don't know. This has goji berry and collagen. Like using those two ingredients and having them absorb into your skin is really nice. So I don't know. I might rethink keeping this even if it doesn't last an extremely long time. I think it has a purpose in my collection. I think it would have a purpose in a lot of people's collection. I just think it's that kind of good. This I have definitely used half of. I don't know if you guys can see. It is right here. And that's about half, I would say. I have liked this enough that I have definitely used it. Again, though, haven't reached for it in over 6 months. So not really sure how it's gonna perform on my skin type now. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup. We're gonna do one final check-in. Then I'll go do a natural light check-in for you guys. And then 4 hours on my phone, and then we'll do our duty and see if this makes the cut and gets to stay or she goes. Okay, you guys, this is like a gorgeous, gorgeous foundation. I knew I was gonna like it. I knew I have liked it in the past, but the up close is like fabulous. Not that I find that a lot of foundations that I wear tend to look super heavy on me, but they can, like as the day goes on. And sometimes they look better on camera than they do in person. Sometimes they do look heavy, but the up close with this one is just gorgeous, beautiful, very natural looking. Doesn't look like I tried really hard, fills in my fine lines. This is such a good product. Again, I don't hear anybody talking about it, but it's nice if you like very natural coverage. And it's one of those things that I don't see in like anybody's makeup collection videos or declutter videos. Like I watch a ton of YouTube in the beauty space and I don't see anyone talk about this product, but I think it's really, really like needed and nice to have. And I just don't think enough people like talk about it or give it hype. Anyway, let me go show you guys what it looks like in natural light, and then I will see you guys back here at the very end of the evening. So bye for now. Welcome back. It has been about 8.5 hours. I don't know what is going on with my wear test lately. The foundations that I feel like are short-lived, like they don't claim to be longer wear, seem to be wearing longer. I do have to remember though that it is this time of year. It's a lot drier outside, so my foundations aren't slipping off because I'm not sweating as much. But this foundation has me super baffled. I'm gonna jump right into showing you guys what it looked like right away. It looked so smooth and natural on the skin. It didn't even look like I was wearing foundation that much. And then at the 4-hour mark, I was like, what have I been doing? Sitting absolutely still because everything looked fully intact, and including my lip product. And I had actually eaten lunch. I don't know how that happened. I guess I was just like not moving around a lot and not messing with any of my stuff. So everything seemed to hold up. Even now, 8.5 hours later, it's doing what it normally does. It's come off kind of on my nose, or my nose is a little bit dewy, but otherwise it looks pretty intact. Like it is so freaking gorgeous, you guys. I highly recommend this for people with dry skin or just want really, really light coverage that perfects your skin. Also, the added benefit of a little bit of SPF and the collagen that they have in it, really good for your skin. This is an easy one. Easy choice for me. I feel like this is one of the better put together day wear tests that I've had. Like coming back up here, I feel more put together and less like rugged than I have in some other wear tests. So this one's gonna stay. It's also one that I'm gonna try and like project pan because it's a little bit older and it's already half gone. So I think I can do it justice. I think I may be able to get rid of it, especially because it's only 0.68 fluid ounces, whereas a lot of them are like nearly double that, you know, 1 fluid ounce or above. So this one is going to be a keep, and I have some really bad news. I've been looking at my stash, my stock, and going through what is remaining. And I guess I've been targeting some of the older ones, which I feel like they were easier to assume I was going to get rid of. but I don't feel like I'm gonna end up getting rid of a lot of the other ones because one, a lot of them are newer. Two, I feel like I like a lot of them, and I'm really at the point where I have so far decluttered 12 and have kept 10, so I'm right down the middle. I don't feel good about it. I feel like I'm definitely going to end up keeping more than I have decluttered. That was not my goal, but you know what? Who cares? Who cares what the goal is? I am refreshing the way that I think about buying foundations and what works for me and what doesn't, and that makes me feel good. I feel like we need to readjust our thinking when we consume, or like if we're the type of people that consume a ton of makeup, we need to rethink like just purchasing to purchase because it's new, and then like what's really going to work for us for our actual skin type and we'll get enjoyment out of, or whether it'll just sit there and could have been like, you know, a ball of cash in our bank account. But anyway, I think this one is absolutely beautiful. So this makes the new tally declutter 12 and keep 11. Oh, whoopsie. Oh well. Okay. I have decided the next one that is going to go in a wear test. I kind of think that one may end up going. It is already been phased out. You can barely get it places. It has been, I think, somewhat reformulated, like not exactly the same thing. The name has been a little bit changed. So yeah, just reformulated in general. So it's been phased out. So it may not be one that I end up keeping, and it's a little bit older. Anyway, I hope you guys stick around for days. Oh my gosh, what are we at? 24 through 42 of foundation a day. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I am out of here, and I hope to catch y'all in my next one. Bye guys.